So welcome to Sprouts of Science YouTube channel. Myself Sai Kumar Amavat. So in last class we have discussed about what is meant by systematics and what is meant by taxonomy, and we also discussed about classification and what is the necessity of classification, right? So in this video we majorly focus on the taxonomic categories and taxonomic hierarchy. Here taxonomic category and taxonomic hierarchy, nothing but both are the same terms. Okay, today we majorly focus on taxonomic hierarchy. Taxonomic hierarchy. Here, what is the meaning of the word taxonomic hierarchy? So, if we focus the word of hierarchy, hierarchy is nothing but arrangement. Hierarchy is nothing but arrangement. Whether the arrangement may be ascending in order or descending in order. Descending in order. So, hierarchy is nothing but arrangement that may be in ascending or descending, and based on the similarities and dissimilarities based on the similarities and dissimilarities between the organism, we can arrange them, and that process is called hierarchy, right? That process is called hierarchy. Here what we arrange means we can arrange the taxa, then it is called as taxonomic hierarchy. So arrangement of the taxa is nothing but taxonomic hierarchy. Here taxa is nothing but either it may be species, either it may be genus, either it may be family, so on. So all this represents the taxa. Here taxa is nothing but one rank or level. Each level of the taxonomic hierarchy is called taxa, and arrangement of these taxa is called taxonomic hierarchy or taxonomic categories. I hope you understood. So species is one taxa, genus is one taxa, family is one taxa, and later we have order, later we have class, later we have phylum and division, and we also have kingdom. That we can focus here. And one point is given in NCERT that is very important, that is, so taxonomic groups or categories are the distinctly biological entities and not merely morphological entities. So very important point here, very important. There is a possibility of asking a NEET exam. The taxonomic groups or categories are the distinctly biological entities. So these are the biological entities and not merely morphological entities. So in exam they will ask like this. So they will give the false statement like this. Taxonomic groups or categories are the distinctly morphological entities and not merely biological entities. Here what you want to remember, that is, so these taxonomic categories or groups are the distinct biological entities and not merely morphological entities. Very important point regarding the taxonomic categories. Now we can focus about what is my species, what is my genus, and what is my family. Every taxonomic category we can discuss now in detail with the examples, right? Now onwards you want to remember all the scientific names and what is my species, what is my genus, everything is very important. Okay, let me focus now. So first of all I would like to talk about species. What that? Species. Species is the lowest category in the taxonomic hierarchy. It is the lowest category. If they ask that is which is the lowest category in taxonomic hierarchy, that is the species. It's the lowest category. And if there is asked any other question like this, so species are the have more similarities. Which taxa has a more similarities means species is the taxa which has a more similarities. If I talk example, so you know Mangifera indica, which is the scientific name of the mango, right? And Solanum tuberosum, and Panthera leo. You can see here. So here indica, tuberosum and leo, this represents the species. And the first word in these biological names, while Mangifera, Solanum and Panthera, this represents the genus, right? This represents the genus. I hope you understood. So Mangifera indica is the scientific name of the mango. Well, Solanum tuberosum is the scientific name of the potato. Well, Panthera leo is the scientific name of the lion, right? So, if you talk the definition of the species, species is nothing but group of individual organism sharing common similarities. So group of individual organisms sharing common similarities is nothing but called species. And another definition, that is, so group of organism able to produce fertile offsprings. So group of organism which able to produce the fertile offsprings also called as a species. For example, if we talk, I am taking two examples. Let you take one name is like Shailaja and another name will be Arun. If you take two these, so here Shailaja is a human being, right? And Arun also one of the human being. So what is the scientific name of human being? The scientific name of the human being is nothing but Homo sapiens, right? Homo sapiens. So here Arun and the Shailaja both belongs to same species. That species is called as sapiens. Sapiens is the same species of the Shailaja and Arun. How we can say they both represent the same species, that is called sapiens? We can focus on similar characters or similar similarities. If we say similarities, so Shailaja also has 2 ears, while Arun also has 2 ears. Shailaja also has a brain, while Arun also has a brain. Shailaja also has a Shailaja also has a heart on the left of the side of the lungs, and while Arun also has the same at the place, right? He also has a kidney, she also has a kidney. These are the common characters in between them. Based on these similarities, we can place them both on the same species called sapiens. What is that? Sapiens. If I focus another definition, so Shailaja and Arun, so Shailaja here, she is a female, right? She is a female, while Arun is a male. If they both participate in the intercourse, what I am talking? Intercourse. Intercourse is nothing but not another course, like degree is not another course. Course is nothing but intercourse is nothing but sex. What is nothing but sex, or also called as reproduction. Intercourse is nothing but reproduction. So if they both participate in reproduction, they can produce the offsprings. Let us take one male boy baby skin, one female baby skin. And if this male baby will marry to another woman, if the female baby married to another man, they also produce, right? They also participate in reproduction, they also produce the fertile offsprings. And the group of individual organisms which participate in intercourse or which participate in reproduction and produces the fertile offsprings, that group of organisms also called as a species. Species has two definitions, that is group of organisms sharing common similarities, and one is group of organisms which able to participate in intercourse and produces the fertile offsprings, that also called as a species. Here, Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, Panthera leo. In them, indica represents the species, tuberosum also, and leo also. And these are the genus, right? And the higher taxonomic category. If you see here, so here, if I talk about Solanum tuberosum, so Solanum is a genus, right? Solanum is the genus. So this genus Solanum has more than two species. One species is a tuberosum. That tuberosum represents that represents the potato. Another one is the melangina, which represents the brinjal, and we have nigrum too also. Like this, tuberosum, melangina, nigrum, these are the different species, right? These are the different species having the common genus. Similarly, if you talk about the Panthera, Panthera is a genus, right? The Panthera genus also has the species like Leo, tiger, tigris, and paradise. Here Leo represents the lion, tigris represents the tiger, and paradise represents the leopard. Leopard is one type of the organism, right? Like this, a single species may have more than, so a single genera have more than two species, right? If you see here, Panthera is a genus, it has more than two species. Solanum is one of the genus which has more than two species. Likewise, each genus has more than two species. But a single species has single genus. So Leo has a single genus, the Panthera, right? So it doesn't have any more other genus. So remember only one thing, that is Panthera, which means genus, Any genus, it may be either Panthera or Solanum, any member. So each genus has more than two species. More than two species. This is about the species, right? Species definition is group of individual organisms sharing the common similarities, and the group of individual organisms which participate in intercourse and produces a fertile offspring comes under the category of species. Category of species. Species is the lowest category of the classification. Lowest category of the classification. And so most of the organisms have the common similarities at the level of the species only. Okay. Now we talk about genus. Now we talk about species. So we have completed species, right? I'm writing on this side. It's better to write this side. So species. We have species. Then we have genus. Then we have family. Then we have order. Then we have class. Then we have phylum or division. Then we have kingdom. This is nothing but taxonomic hierarchy. Here this is the lowest category. Species is the lowest category. Lowest category. Right? Well, kingdom is the highest category. Highest category. So, when we go on the top from species to genus, so from species to kingdom, when we go on the top on the ascending order, so number of similar characters being decreases. What happens? It will be decreases when we go from species to kingdom, from lowest category to highest categories. Number of the similar characters, what happens? They become the decreases. So when we come from the kingdom to species, from highest category to lowest category, so number of similar characters, what happen? They will increases. Very important. That is very important. So when we go from species to kingdom, number of similar characters decreases. When we come from kingdom to species, number of similar characters, what happen? They will increases. So very important. Now we talk about genus. So if you focus about the genus, so group of the species or group of the related species. Group of related species is called as genus. Genus is nothing but group of related species. So when we talk about potato and brinjal, potato and brinjal are the two different species, right? Potato and brinjal are the two different species. These potato and brinjal, two different species, are grouped in the same genus called as Solanum, right? Solanum. So potato and brinjal are the two different species which are grouped in the same genus called as Solanum. If you come about Leo, which means lion. So lion is one species, tiger is one species, and leopard is one species. These three are the different species. They three are commonly grouped in the genus of called Panthera, right? Panthera. So lion, tiger, leopard are the three different type of species. They three commonly grouped in the genus called as Panthera. Like potato, brinjal are the two different species. They both are grouped in the same genus called as Solanum. This is nothing but talk about genus. And if we talk about Panthera is one of genus which differ from another genus called as Felis. Felis is another genus. These Felis genus will differ from the Panthera. So here Felis which represents the cats. So cats belongs to genre of the Felis, while tiger, the lion or leopard which belongs to genus of the Panthera. Am I right? Okay. This why if you see the cat and if you see the tiger, they share the common similarities. Mostly they can say the common similarities. So this is the common similarity. Why? Because here they belongs to Felis and Panthera. So in the family we can discuss about in broad. Now this is the genus. I hope you understood. So group of related species is nothing called as genus. So potato, brinjal are the two different species. They belong to same genus called as Solanum. While lion, tiger, leopard are the three different species. They belong to same genus called as Panthera, right? Panthera. Well, Panthera differ with another genus. Panthera is a genus which different from another genus called as Felis. and Felis represents the cat genus. What genus? Cat genus. Now we talk about family. Now we talk about family. If we talk about family here, family is nothing but a group of related genera is called as family. Like this it will go on. So family. So very important point is, so based on the vegetative and reproductive characters, family will be assigned. So a group of genera are assigned to the family based on the vegetative and reproductive characters. Very important. Now we talk about few genus name, and that genus was grouped in which family we can talk. If we talk about genera like Solanum, we know the genera Solanum, Putenia, and Dhatura. These are the genus. These are the three different type of the genus. What are there? Solanum, Putenia, and Dhatura. These are the three different type of genus. They commonly grouped in the family of Solanaceae. What the family? Solanaceae. Solanaceae is a family which includes three different type of genera. That is Solanum, Putenia, and Dhatura. So that is the Solanaceae. If I talk about the genera, like we talk what the genera? Panthera, right? Panthera. And the cat genera is the Felis. These two genera, that is the Panthera and Felis, both are commonly grouped under a family called as Felidae. Or the family Felidae. Felidae is a family which includes two genera. The genera is the Panthera and the Felis. Panthera and the Felis. So this family, which is called as Felidae, is different from another family called Canidae. Canidae family which represents the dogs, while Felidae family majorly represents the cats. So dogs are different from the cats at the level of the family. At the level of the family, cats and dogs are get differentiated. If they ask a question like this, so tiger and cat share the common taxonomic category at which level? The level is the family. So the tiger belongs to genre of the Panthera, while cat belongs to genre of the Felis. They both commonly grouped under the Felidae. It is one of the taxonomic category called as family. Very important. Well, Felidae is the family which is different from another family called Canidae. So Felidae is majorly called as cat family, while Canidae which is majorly called as dog family. This is about family. Now we talk about another that is called order. This is very simple things. You just want to remember the examples. You not able to remember about the definition. And the example also, when table is given in NCERT, majorly remember that table. Mostly they will ask from that table itself. Okay. When we talk about order, okay, order is nothing but group of related, what we call family, right? So very important here if you want to focus. If you talk about family like Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae. Solanaceae and Convolvulaceae are two different families. These two different families are grouped under the same order called as polymonials. What the order? Polymonials, based on floral characters. Floral characters, very important this point. Very important. This may be asked in a NEET exam. So the families, like the question may be like this. The families like Solanaceae and Convolvulaceae grouped in the order of polynomials based on which character? The characters may be floral or vegetative or reproductive or someone. So like they will ask, the answer is floral character. I hope you understand. So there is a Solanaceae family, we have Convolvulaceae family, we have Liliaceae family, we have Masteraceae family, like different families are there. So you just remember about Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae, both grouped in the order of the polynomials based on the floral characters. Now we talk about, in case of animals, you talk about Felis, right? No, not the family, that is Felidae and Canidae, right? Canidae. So Felidae is the cat family. Canidae is the dog family. So these both family grouped in the order called as carnivora. What is the order? Carnivora. What is the order? Carnivora. If you see here, So Felidae is nothing but cat family, right? Cat also eats the flesh. And dog family, dog also eats the flesh. So the group of organisms which eat the flesh are called as carnivora, right? Carnivores are nothing but a group of organisms which eat the flesh. And a group of organisms which eats the plants are called herbivores. And group of organisms which eat flesh as well as plants, they are called as omnivores. That we are the examples of omnivores. And carnivores are nothing but here cat and dogs are comes under the carnivores, and they are grouped under the order of carnivora. The family like Felidae and Canidae are grouped under which order? The order is the carnivora. And the question may be like this. So cat and dog share the common similarities at which level of taxonomic category? The taxonomic category is the order. They will share the common character, that is carnivora, means eating of the flesh. I hope you understood. This is about the order. We have completed species, we have completed genus, we also completed family, we have completed order. Now we go with the class. Okay? Class is not about 10th class, 9th class, 11th class, 12th class. Class is different from that class. This class is different from that class. I hope you understood. We talk about class here. Class. So after order we can talk about class. Means class is nothing but group of or aggregate of orders. Group of orders or aggregate of orders is nothing but as class, nothing but called as class. So if you see here in your NCERT I mentioned that, so the order like primata. Here primata includes like we have monkeys, gibbons, gorillas, and human beings also comes under the order of the primata only, human beings. So if we focus on monkeys and we share common similarities. If you see the Darwin's evolution theory, says that we have evolved from the monkeys only. So we can share the common similarities. So monkeys and human beings share the common similarities at the level of primata, which is nothing but the order. Primata is the order, not the class. Primata is the order. So whatever the primata here given, primata and another order we have discussed, that is carnivores, right? Carnivora. So carnivora, which includes cats and dogs, primata, which includes monkeys, gibbons, gorilla, human beings. These both order commonly grouped under the class called as amphibia, or the class amphibia. Sorry, not amphibia, mammalia. Mammalia. Mammalia is nothing but the organism which have external ears, which have mammary glands, and which have hairs on their skin. If you see the gorilla, they also has all the characters. If you see the monkey, they also has all the characters. And if you see the human beings, they also have all the characters. And if you see about cats and dogs also, they also has all the characters. They also has the all character. They are grouped under the class called as mammalia. What that? Mammalia. Now, so this is about the class. After the class, we have phylum and division. So phylum, if you talk here, the phylum is represents in case of the animals. In the animals, we can talk about phylum. In case of division, in case of plants. In plants, we can say division. In case of animals, we can say phylum. Right? So we remember that point. Now we talk about what? The next highest category, that is called phylum. Now the next highest category is phylum. Now phylum is nothing but phylum or division. Division in case of the plants and phylum in case of the animals. So group of related classes are called a group of related classes. Is nothing but phylum or division. If you see in case of the animals, we mostly talk about animals only now. So in case of animals, like classes, fishes, and amphibians, and you have reptiles, and in case of apes and mammals. All these are the different classes. Here, fishes is one type of the classes, amphibians are one type of the classes, reptiles are one type of the classes, apes, which are nothing but birds, are one type of the classes, and mammals are the one of the classes. Here, fishes also called as spices. They are also called as spices. Spices is nothing but which has fins are called as spices. So they are included under the phylum called as Chordata, or the phylum Chordata. Chordata is the phylum. So if you see here, in all this organism, you can see a common feature. The common feature is having notochord. Having notochord. Notochord is nothing but, if you say organism, a organism has a cord like this. A mesodermal origin, a rod is present. That rod is called as notochord. That is called as notochord. In an organism, so the notochord will be present like as if you see from their embryonic stage only up to the adult stage. So the notochord will be present in their body. In some type of organism, so these notochord will be modified into vertebral columns. So in organism which notochord is modified into vertebral columns, those organisms are called as vertebrates. And those organisms in which notochord was present as a notochord, those are called as non-vertebrates, like urochordates and cephalochordates. They are called as non-chordates. So not chordates, they are called as non-vertebrates. If you see here, chordates are two types. Chordates are two types. One is called non-vertebrates. Sorry. Chordates are two types. One is called as protochordates, and one is called as vertebrates. So protochordates are the organism in which this notochord is present as a notochord, and in this vertebrates, this notochord was modified into vertebral columns. So again, in these protochordates, again two types are present. They are urochordate and cephalochordate. Urochordate also called as tunicata. They are also called as tunicata. Well, cephalochordates are called as lanceolata. Everything we can discuss in the animal kingdom lesson. You just remember that notochord having organisms are called chordates. Again, there are two types. One is the protochordates and vertebrates. In vertebrates, there is a vertebral columns. In protochordates, notochord is present. Again, these protochordates are two types: urochordates and cephalochordates, right? And presence of notochord and presence of the post-anal tail. So all these the characters of the chordates, right? So these fishes, amphibians, reptiles, apes, mammals, all they has all these characters and grouped under the phylum called as chordates. And other more phylums are like we have phylums like Porifera, we have phylums like Porifera phylum, we have Ctenophora phylum, we have Nidaria phylum, we have Platyhelminthes, we have Vascuhelminthes, we have Annelida, we have Arthropoda, we have again we have Echinochordata, we have Hemichordata, we have Chordata, like different phylums we have. In detail we can discuss in the class of animal kingdom. I hope you understood. So later we have kingdom. Kingdom will represent all this. So the chordate, like chordata is one type of the phylum, Porifera is one type of the phylum, Ascahelminths is one type of the phylum. All these different phylums are grouped in the kingdom called as animal kingdom, or the kingdom animal kingdom. This is about the broad explanation about the taxonomic categories. So species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom. So upon increasing from species to kingdom, the number of similar characters will be decreases. When you go from kingdom to species, number of similar characters will be increases. Very important to note. Okay. So this is about the taxonomic categories. Now we can see about what the example which I will mention in NCERT. Now we can write them. The 4 examples are given. There are 4 examples we can focus now. So now we discuss about what is given in the NCERT. The box we can discuss now. So in box we can given about Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is the scientific name of the man, right? Man. So in Homo sapiens, sapien represents the species, right? While Homo represents the genus. Now if you talk about the family, in case of the Homo sapiens, the family is the Hominidae. What that? Hominidae. Hominidae is the family of the Homo sapiens. If we talk about the order of the Homo sapiens, the order is the Primata. It also includes about gorilla, gibbons, monkeys also. If we talk about the class of the Homo sapiens, we talk about a class that is Mammalia, right? Mammals. If we talk about the phylum we discussed that is Chordata, or that Chordata. And if you talk about the man kingdom, the kingdom we know that is animal kingdom. The kingdom is the animal kingdom. In case of Musa domestica also, the kingdom is the animal kingdom, right? Animal kingdom. Now come to Musca domestica. In case of Musca domestica, here domestica will be represent the species, Well, Musca represents the genus. Musca represents the genus. If we talk about the family is the Muscidae. Family is the Muscidae. When we talk about the order is the Diptera. The order is the Diptera. If we talk about the class is the Insecta. They belongs to the class of Insecta. If we talk about the phylum is the Arthropoda. What that? Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest phylum on the earth. On the earth, which is the largest phylum means Arthropoda. It's the invertebrate phylum. So the kingdom is the animal kingdom. You know that both are belongs to animal kingdom. Now come to Mangifera indica. Here Musca domestica is called as housefly. It's a common housefly. Now come about the Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica is nothing but mango, right? In indica, which represents the species, well, Mangifera represents the genus. In this Mangifera indica, the family is called as Anacardaceae. Or the family is the Anacardaceae. Here the order is the Polymonials. You know that order? So not the order Polymonials. The order is the Sapindates. Or that Sapindates. So Polymonials is the order of the Solanum tuberosum, right? So here class is the Dicotyledon. Or that class is the Dicotyledon. Dicotyledon is nothing but if you see the seed was differentiated into two cotyledons. That's nothing but dicotyledon. And the phylum, not the phylum, we talk about division here in case of which is plant. So plants, the division is the angiosperms. What that? Angiosperms. And angiosperms is nothing but in the organism which the seeds are enclosed by the ovary. The seeds are enclosed by the ovary. Those organisms are called as angiosperms. So here kingdom is nothing but angiosperm. The kingdom we talk plant kingdom, right? Plant kingdom. In case of Triticum, Evestium. Triticum represents the genus, or Evestium represents the species. It is nothing but called as wheat. It is nothing but wheat. Here the family is the Poaceae, which is nothing but grass family, or also called as pulses family. That is the Poaceae. And the order is the Poales. The order is the Poales. If we talk the class is the Monocotyledon, or the class Monocotyledon, which means only has one cotyledon. One cotyledon. And the division is the angiosperm. Again, these are the angiosperms. And the kingdom is the plant kingdom. So we have angiosperms and gymnosperms. In the angiosperms, these are the group of plants in which the ovules, which nothing but seeds, are uncovered by ovary, which nothing but fruit. In case of the gymnosperms, the naked ovules are present, which means naked seeds are there. In case of strawberry, like those are called as, those plants are called as gymnosperms. So in case of the lesson plant kingdom, we can discuss about what is angiosperm, gymnosperm, algae, fungi, everything we can discuss. So this is about taxonomy category, and this is the table which was mentioned in NCERT. You want to by heart this, very important. Majorly they will ask from this table if they focus or if the probability of asking question from this lesson. And also remember the lesson about the topic about Ernest Mayr, the scientist Ernest Mayr. What are the 3 points about him also. This is about this lesson. Okay, I hope you have understood the lesson and prepare well. Read every and each line of the NCERT. Very important. Based on NEET 2025, I am saying that each line will be very important. Okay, thank you. I hope the lesson was end. So in next video we can start new lesson. Okay, that lesson is the biological classification. So I hope you understood. Thank you, and subscribe this channel and share the video to some more people. Thank you.